Okay, sorry about that. I guess my internet just died. I don't know why, and I don't understand what happened. Let me make sure everything is going Gucci here. That is the right chat. Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure. Like, I don't have much more time because I do have to get ready for work in about 30 minutes, but I figured we could try to do one more story after this one. Let me make sure I'm live. I need regular YouTube, please. Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. Come here and do this. Make sure that it says I'm live again. Hello, Crow32. Welcome. I just wanted to make sure I was live. Looks like I'm live, so that's good. Yeah. Continuing on with when I wink, I get everything I want. Dumb YouTube, no kidding. Let me make sure everybody on Discord knows I'm live again. You know what's really weird is the internet here at my house is never that unpredictable. That's the first time it's really been unpredictable for me. And I won't be able to tell you guys the poll results because it deleted all of that. So that sucks because I like to tell you guys the poll results, but it deleted all of that, unfortunately. All right, so girl was holding the bed over her head and was about to throw it at this chick. By the way, guys, Pega, stop reacting. You killed the net. It's not me that killed the net. It was my story animated. It's all their fault. It's all their fault that the net died. So for anybody who wants to know when, especially if something like this happens and you're not a part of the Discord, it's best to make sure that you push subscribe and hit the bell button, which YouTube notifications suck. Like, they're not always that great. But this way, if this happens and you're not part of the Discord, it will let you know as soon as I'm live again. Dare I ask what happened? With Sakoma. Yes, I know, I saw that. Okay, so now he's telling everybody to take her out. He's telling her she needs to leave. Not this girl, but Barbara.
Everyone's shocked. Barbara was serving lunch in the cafeteria. Turns out, Victor had threatened to sue Barbara's dad and said the only way he'd let it go was if she worked as the lunch lady for a whole year. After that, Barbara
Why? Why? That is so stupid. I love how he threw the spoon and it made that sound effect. The internet recovered from the cringe. For now it did. The internet's probably going to die again after the third one.
never messed with me again. And I graduated high school at the top of my class.
She never messed with her
Victor
again.
and I both got degrees in hotel management. And after we graduated university,
we got married.
He asked me to marry him.
Oh my
At our engagement party, we also announced the launch of our special welfare program, where all the extra food from the hotels would be given to shelters and the homeless. Soon after, we moved to London to set up...
I like that idea. I like that idea. I like the idea of any of the food, like having a program like that where the food that doesn't get eaten gets taken to the homeless. I like that. I like that idea. That's like the only good thing I've seen in this whole entire video.
Up another hotel. I got a small procedure to fix my wink. Now when I wink, I totally mean it.
She got a procedure to fix her wink, and now when she winks, she means it? Nuh-uh. Why? Dude, this looks creepy. My mom woke up from a coma after 15 years. Oh my god, why so loud with your music?
I could not believe it was finally happening. I was going to meet my mom. The hospital called at 3:30 in the morning to tell my dad that my mom had finally woken up and was asking for him. I know this sounds crazy, but my mom's been in a coma since I was born. I literally put her in a coma, and she hadn't woken up.
Wait, she was born and put her in a coma? So it was her fault because she was born? How can you make your child grow up thinking that? Like, what kind of father are you? That's so rude. She got that earbud TikTok girl voice. Like, did the dad literally just tell her it was her fault that mom was in a coma? Like, what kind of dad are you? Why would you tell your daughter that? Oh my gosh, people are just, Continuing on.
Once in 14 years. Until This morning,
Oh,
my dad
jeez.
burst into my room, almost knocking my lamp over on
I got jump scared by the eyes because all I can hear is the music, and the sound effect in my left ear was bing, and I'm like, oh gosh. Wow. Continuing on.
my bedside table. I startled awake, and before I could even open my eyes all the way, he said, "She's awake!" Before I continue my story, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to My
like and
Story
subscribe
Animated
to me,
hear more
not
craziness
them.
like what you are about to witness. At first,
They-
I thought he was
like-
talking
like-
about
oh,
me,
okay,
and I was about
okay.
to...
They literally just admitted that what they were telling was craziness. H is very H. I would recommend H for the price of 20. H is very good. Oh my goodness.
yell at him for waking me up. But then I realized what he meant. My mom was awake. My mom! I never heard her voice in real life. I never seen her eyes look into mine. I've held her hand, but she's never held mine. She's been here the whole
Wow.
time, but she has been so far away, too. She had had a complicated pregnancy with me. I was
Okay,
a
so here's the deal. Like, if you're in a coma for 15 years, which is what it sounds like this mom was, 15 years, you need to be reintroduced to everybody in your life slowly. Because can you imagine waking up, like, let's just say that she went in a coma in 2000, all right? And then didn't wake up until 2015. Do you realize how much things have changed in that 15 years that she didn't know anything about? Like, you need to introduce her to the world slowly. Don't overwhelm her by just immediately just throwing everybody at her. That's in my opinion. Like, that's my opinion, but who knows? Maybe not everybody thinks that way.
stubborn fetus, I guess you could say. I decided that I wanted to come early, which caused a lot of issues for her, and she was rushed into surgery to get me out. She never regained consciousness after she was put under anesthesia, and because of her family's beliefs, my father never took her.
Wow, this is a channel that's watched by kids. Let's just scare them by talking about how when she got put under anesthesia, she went into a coma and never regained consciousness. Way to go, you just made kids be scared of surgery. Congratulations, My Story Animated. Wow.
Off the meds that kept her alive. I'd always had a feeling that at some point, I would have to be the one to end my mom's life. But thankfully, it didn't sound like that was going to have to happen after all. I bolted out of bed and ran to get my brother up. He was 2 years older than me, so he only remembers small fragments of mom in real life. He remembers her singing Twinkle Twinkle Little...
For a minute, I thought that she was going to say he was 2 years old. And then I was like, well, how is he 2 years old if your mom's been in a coma for 15 years? Ooh, gum surgery while you're wide awake. I mean, I've had teeth extracted whenever I'm awake, but it's never fun.
Little star every night, and she made the best chocolate chip pancakes in the world.
Chocolate chip pancakes
The sad
is so
thing
good.
is, he doesn't remember her smile or the way she smelled. So this day was the best news for all of us. My brother never said it out loud, but I knew that he blamed me for what happened to our mom. And to be honest, I didn't expect any less. He was nice to me growing up, but I always felt like there was something between us that wouldn't allow us to get closer. He hadn't forgiven me.
Okay, so he was nice to you, but yet he's blaming you. Why? Okay. Oh, gosh. This is so bad. Chocolate chip pancakes, yes. Fell asleep during your tonsil remover? Nice. So, here's the deal. If a sibling really does, like he was, 2 years older than her? He was 2 years old when his mom went into a coma. So how does he remember that it was his sister that caused that? Like, I mean, I guess it was a pretty traumatic event, so maybe so. But then also, like, if a sibling is actually blaming you for killing their mom, how are they treating you nicely, but then not letting you get closer to them? It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. It just doesn't.
Did you know the longest time someone has been in a coma was 19 years? Terry Wallace was in a coma for many years before he woke up on June 11th, 2003.
Wow.
The ride to the hospital seemed to last forever, and we all rushed in as soon as my dad got the car in park. Our happy reunion was cut short when the doctor stopped us outside of my mom's room. He had a grave look on his face. Something was wrong.
Oh, no. What
She
happened?
wants to see Emma, the doctor said, and my dad pulled me forward. He said no problem and tried to get the doctor to open the door. No, see, the doctor started. She doesn't understand that Emma is a teenager now. She thinks that she just gave birth to her several hours ago.
Oh, wow. She thinks she just gave birth to Emma. Still sort of blames. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Guys, my cat's on my lap right now. Aw. Luna, I think, got tired of trying to get on my lap. She was trying to get on my lap, but I think she's in... I don't know where she's at. She's probably hiding. But yeah, wow. So he thinks that she just gave birth to her. Okay. It's not how a coma works. No, you don't remember what put you in the coma. You don't. What, though? This is going to be a hot take. Oh, boy. Here we go.
I think all of our faces turned white. Of course, we had thought this could happen, but we didn't know what to do when it finally came to be. The doctor told my dad that he didn't want to shock my mother until we were all here at the hospital with her, and we could introduce me. This wasn't going to be easy, and we all knew that.
Okay, wait a second. Hello, Cricket. Oh my gosh, how have you been, my friend? Welcome. So, wait a second. So, they want to introduce Emma slowly, but wouldn't the mom be like, if she's thinking she just gave birth to Emma, which is what they're saying. Hello, Shining. Welcome. Enjoy losing some more brain cells. I'm only probably going to be going for a couple, 20 more minutes. But see, if the mom supposedly thinks she just gave birth to Emma. Aw, thank you, Cricket. I appreciate that. They introduced the dad, who looks 15 years older, so probably has gray hairs. They introduced the son, who is now 17 years old, but yet they want to introduce Emma softly? Slowly? How? That is not how this works. Hello, Zamiot. Welcome to the stream. That is not how this works. Dude, like I said at the beginning of the stream, if someone wakes up from a coma after 15 years of being in a coma, you want to introduce them to life slowly so that they don't get overwhelmed. So, literally, basically what this doctor is doing is, triple the prices right now, so that's perfect. I love it. Tripling the fact that this mom is 15 years older. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so... I hate these. I cannot believe you guys convinced me to react to these. These are worse than Darman. Okay, at least I can handle Darman. These are just cringe.
My breath as my dad and the doctor went into my mother's room. All I could hear was some muffled talking from the doctor and my dad. Then my mom started to scream uncontrollably. Bring me my baby!
Of course she screamed uncontrollably. I mean, her dad is 15 years older, so her husband is 15 years older. Her son is 15 years older. Why would you bring... Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I don't even know. This is so stupid.
Got goosebumps up and down my arms. This was probably the most afraid that I've ever been in my life. I was so afraid that my mother was going to hate me and that she was going to think I ruined her life too. I almost ran out of the hospital, but my brother nudged me forward. The door to the hospital room stood open in front of me, and I walked through.
Wait a sec. Wasn't the brother just inside? Oh yeah, Darman videos are way better than this. Wasn't the brother just inside talking to the mom? How did he get out without us seeing him get out and get behind her and shove her forward? What's the logic? How? Oh my goodness. This is so bad.
I had never seen my mom with her eyes open. She already looked so much more full of life than she had just days ago. Hi, Mom, I said, twirling my fingers through my hair. I did that when I was nervous. My mom was doing the same with hers, as she said, Hi. My dad said that it was okay to step closer. I couldn't help but start to cry as I walked up to my mom. She had the same hair color as me, and her eyes were just as blue. My dad had always told me I looked like her, but I never could see it until now. In that
What? Chat is being weird. It's saying no one is watching. I know there's people watching. It's just YouTube being drunk, more than likely. What? You never noticed how much your mom looked like you until she opened her eyes? What were you doing the last 15 years? Did you not go to the hospital and visit her? Like, how would you not know this? If you're in a coma, like when you get older, your hair normally grays a bit. Does hair still gray? I think so, yeah. I think you feel like you're 15. You feel like you're 15 years younger in a 15-year-old body. So if the mom was 30 when she had this kid, then she would be 45 but still feel 30. I think that's how it works. But, like, are you telling me for 15 years, when you went to see your mom and were thinking, I may have to take her off life support because my dad doesn't believe in doing that you didn't notice your similarities? What? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. This is so bad. It is so cringe. It's so stupid.
That moment, I felt like my mom had come back from the dead. I know she'd been here this whole time, but she was as good as gone. I touched her face and her eyes lit up. It's like she knew it was me. It's like she remembered my soul when she carried me in her stomach. "It is you," she said, and she wrapped me in a humongous hug. We bawled together on the bed for quite some time. Then my mom pulled away from me and wiped her tears. "It's so nice to finally meet you. The last time I saw you, you were on a black and white screen," she chuckled.
Oh, wow. So that's how... This is so cringe. Okay, so she remembers up to the point where all she remembers is the ultrasound. Ugh. We have a selfish father. No kidding. So all she remembers is the ultrasound. So, like, why was she demanding to see Emma thinking that it was her baby? Like, the logic and the way they built up this story, like, none of the pieces fit together. Like...
Talking about the sonogram. "I've grown since then," I giggled, and wrapped my hand around hers. Since Mom had been in bed for so long, most of her muscles were weakened. She'd need lots of physical therapy to get...
Wait a sec. Buffering a little again, or only me? It probably is. It's my internet, I bet. It doesn't say that it's buffering, but I know why the coma happened. It reacted to the, oh my goodness, and the anesthesia. Oh my gosh. All the big words. Okay, like, I know you're going to need physical therapy. A lot. A lot of physical therapy, learning how to walk. But don't the doctors... Isn't too bad. This doesn't happen in real life. Quality is great. All right. Don't the doctors, like, find ways to... If you're in a coma and they know that they're not gonna pull the life support, don't the doctors do what they can? Don't the doctors do what they can to, like, exercise your legs and things until you get back up, until you wake up? And then that's when you do, like, the strenuous physical therapy like this, where she's walking with the rails. Because if I remember right, when my sister was in the hospital, and she was in bed for, like, 2 weeks, and because she was really not doing well, they had something that would, like, exercise her legs every couple minutes so that they would stay strong enough. And then she had to do some physical therapy, but because it was only 2 weeks, it wasn't near as bad as, like, 15 years, you know? So, yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Them back into shape. She wouldn't be able to leave the hospital for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month. And when she did leave, she would still be required to do lots of physical therapy and other therapies, I guess. Those other therapies would help her deal with all the time that had passed and missing out on her life.
I love how instead of just saying that she had to get a psychologist, she just says she had to do therapy and other types of therapy. And then the first word you see is psychotherapy. Like, what? Come on. Like, for real. Oh my goodness.
And things like that. The one thing we didn't know how to tell her was that our dad was remarried. We'd had a stepmom for the last 3 years. My brother and I...
Wait a sec! Why didn't we already know this? Why didn't we already know this? It should have been like the first thing My Story Animated... Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, that poor lady. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know what his beliefs are, all right? But if your beliefs are that you don't want to pull life support, then surely your beliefs are that when the preacher basically says, till death do us part, that you don't get remarried until your spouse dies. Like, if you're believing you can't pull life support because you guys don't believe in that, why do you believe you could get remarried even though she's not dead? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this poor lady. Okay, she wakes up after 15 years. She finds out that everybody's 15 years older. This is a bad anime. 0/10, no opening. Yeah, you can't get a divorce either because there's no... Unless he had a paper signed that said that he could... No, still. She would have to have signed it to get a divorce. So basically, he was married to 2 people. Like, I get remarrying if your wife, I get that. But at the same time, like, it's till death do us part. That's what it says. So if your wife is in a coma, they're not really dead. I am so, like, this is so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. This is so bad. Okay. How is he can make decisions for her? Yeah, exactly. He can't make the decisions for her. Why is he the one they called? Like, you would think that they would have told us all of this at the beginning. But no, because it's My Story Animated, they threw it in there 5 minutes into the show. Can you imagine being this poor lady, though? She literally woke up from a 15-year coma. She thought Emma was a baby. She thought her son was 2. She thought dad, I'm assuming, was in his 30s because they're 45 now or whatever. And... she wakes up, and all of a sudden, bam, they're all 15 years older. And then the next thing that happens after she starts doing her physical therapy and her psychotherapy is she finds out her husband remarried. These stories have no logic. None. It's so bad.
Had given our dad our blessing to start dating again after the 10-year anniversary of when my mom went into a coma. He'd been so lonely. He'd basically only lived for us.
They told Dad he could date somebody else after she'd been in a coma for 10 years. I don't know where I stand with that. Like, I don't want to get myself in trouble or anything. I don't know where I stand with that. I feel like if you're going to not pull the life support, then you should stick it out before you get remarried. Unless he thought there was no hope for her waking up and moved on. I mean, yeah, I get that. But if he thought there was no hope for her waking up, then why wouldn't he pull the life support? I don't know. This is just dry. Like, I don't want anybody to think I'm a bad person. I don't want anybody to think I'm judging, but this just doesn't make any sense to me. Bad children, beat them.
And having someone there to help with the kids would be amazing too. We decided we weren't going to tell my mom that first day. We thought it would be too much to add to everything else that was going on. On the ride home, my brother blurted out that he didn't think we should tell Mom at all. He thought we should make our stepmom move out, which I didn't think was such a bad idea either. Our dad wasn't going for that. He hadn't fallen out of love with my mom. He'd just become stagnant. And the fact that she was awake now seemed to be weighing heavy on his mind. He was silent almost the entire ride home. When we pulled into the driveway, I asked if he was okay. He looked at me with tears in his eyes and said he just didn't know what to do. We walked into the house and gave each other the biggest...
I get he wouldn't know what to do. Did the guy not want to pull the life support because he wanted his children to have hope that their mother would be alive? I guess. I don't know. Like, it's so weird. I don't understand what the logic is. With my morals and beliefs, And this is not everybody, and I get that. I can see both sides. Like, I can see why someone would decide to remarry if someone's been in a coma for 10 years. But with my morals and beliefs, if you're the one making the choice not to pull life support, then you're the one responsible for making sure that you don't do anything that can mess up the relationship. I don't know. I'm just going to stop talking because I'm sure lots of people are probably disliking this video right now because I'm talking about like a bunch of like political stuff and morals and values.
Hugs. Our stepmom walked up and asked if we were okay. She knew what had happened and all of the craziness that was now going to continue. Except she thought that my dad didn't love my mom anymore and that they were actually divorced, when in fact, he'd never divorced our mom in the first place. This was
So he was married to two people. He never divorced their mom. Because I know there is a way, because, and I'm just going to get for real right now. Let me get IRL mode on. All right, we're going to get for real for a minute. All right. I know there's a way to divorce someone when they haven't shown up, like when they're not there for so long, because when I was 10, most of you know this, my grandma just up and disappeared one day, and we didn't hear from her again for 16 years. My grandpa was able to do the divorce papers without my grandma's consent. As far as I know. So there's probably like a year limit or something. We won't get into the story of after I found out my grandma was still alive, how crazy that was, because that was, I had to take a day off work after that. But that's the thing, like, there is a way, but I don't know what all the proof is that you need to prove that that's a thing. Your older brother disappeared 20 years? Yeah, that's not cool. I'm sorry to hear that, Cricket. I'm really sorry to hear that. Oh, that's not what I want. I want this. Bam. So I know there's a way because my grandpa did it, but I don't know exactly what the rules are. Yeah, I'm back. Hello.
To be hell for sure. Later on that night, while my brother and I were supposed to be sleeping, we snuck down the stairway to listen to my dad and stepmom talking in the kitchen. So what are we going to do? My stepmom was asking. My dad was silent when she continued, saying that obviously we would need to contact my mom's family and have them help out. My dad said we were her family, and she would stay with us. My stepmom hated that idea and suggested that we get a hotel room for her until we...
The stepmom didn't want the mom to stay with them? Using the internet, and he's in Missouri now with the fam. When my grandma disappeared when I was 10, I tried so hard. To use the internet to find out where she was. For my 8th grade graduation, for my senior graduation, and for both of my college graduations. Never found her. And then when I found out that she was alive, why are we watching My Story Animated Cringe? Because you guys asked for it. When I found out she was alive, I was at work. And what had happened is I had to drop by my parents' house to grab something that I had left there. And my dad told me as soon as I got there that she had contacted the family via email. And my aunt sent the email to us. And I went back to work. And I had to take the day off. I had to take the rest of the day off. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I cannot emotionally focus right now. My grandma had been missing for 16 years. And so they let me take off work that day. But anyway. Oh, you got to head out, Blue Bobble? All right. See you later. But anyway. The Bulldogs lost to the Vikings. I'm sorry. Aww.
We could figure something out. That's when he dropped the bomb.
Her mom?
We're still married, he blurted. My stepmom nodded. Yes, we are, and I have every right to say what happens in this house. He gave my stepmom the side eye and said, no, I mean that I'm still married to her. So we aren't even legally married? My dad shook his head. I could tell he was crying.
They consider that not really legally married? I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be sad. I try, like, on my channel, I am very for real about things, especially when it comes to something like that. Because I feel like people don't talk about real life as much as they should on YouTube. Usually we get crap like this. So if I can tell my story and help somebody else not feel so lonely because they're going through something similar, then that's all I want to do, you know? So they're not legally married. In my opinion, this dad legit should be like, hey, the mom has to live here for the kids' sake right now. She hasn't gotten to know her kids for 15 years. We need to let her live here. But I can see where the stepmom would be pretty upset too, because he lied to her and said that he got a divorce when he really didn't, because he couldn't.
Crying again. My stepmom let out the biggest scream I'd ever heard. I think it blew out my eardrums. With ears ringing, my brother and I rushed down the stairs when my stepmom was slinging horrible words at my father, her face in a red rage. Her things were packed within a few hours, and she was off to her sister's house. I could tell my dad was hurt, but he looked almost relieved as well. By the end of the week, my mom was ready to come home. We set up the guest room for her, but we were surprised when she came in the house and went directly to the master bedroom. My dad didn't say anything, but my brother spoke up. He told her to put her things in the guest room, and she looked hurt. It's okay, Mom. You can sleep in the master bedroom tonight, I tried to assure her. Tonight? It's my bed, my house. She looked confused and worried. Then
Wow! Holy cow. Yeah, she needs care. No. Oh, I thought you were talking to me, Jevil. Yeah, that's probably had her cooking and cleaning within days. Man alive. Like, she should be... Okay, you're still legally married to her, dude. Just because she's been in a coma for 15 years, you never got the divorce papers, you remarried behind her back, and you expect her to want to sleep in the guest bedroom? She's been in a coma for 15 years. My gosh.
She asked where our stepmom was. We told her she left, and I don't know if I saw relief on her face or terror. We all helped her get settled in the bed, and she took a nap while we discussed how we were going to introduce my stepmom to my mom. However, not long after, our stepmom came to the door and knocked loudly, waking my mom up. My brother answered the...
Oh no, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be so bad for this poor mom. From stream, if we ever go for real mode. That's fine. You're good, Blue Bubble. You're good. I understand that.
Door, and in a hushed tone, he told her to be quiet. Just as the door shut again, my mom was on the landing of the stairs. No. Everything okay? She asked, and came downstairs, coming face to face with my stepmom. Mom, this is Lisa, I said, stepping forward. Lisa crossed her arms as my mom put her hand out. Realizing that Lisa wasn't going to shake her hand, my mom put hers back at her side. She offered Lisa to come on in, and Lisa snidely replied, I don't need to be invited into my own home. I guess it just shows the type of person my mom is, but she didn't reply with something nasty and rude. She graciously smiled and offered Lisa some tea. Then she said,
Wow! Think I'd be terrified to sleep again. No kidding. Wow! This drama, some of the drama in these is so ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
We can all call this place home. Lisa scoffed. That's when my mom almost lost her cool. Instead of flipping out and yelling at Lisa, she stirred the sugar in her tea and quietly said, You're not the one who had their entire life ripped away from them, so I don't know what you're so upset about. You're taking my husband away, was all Lisa could muster.
Oh my gosh. This has turned into my life is worse than yours. Oh my gosh. I hate when it does that. All my homies on the OG Moms team. Like, I hate when this happens. By the way, guys, because I had to restart the stream, don't forget to re-hit that like button if you were having fun at the other stream. I looked at it whenever I was getting everything ready. We got 69 views, man. Woo, woo. But anyway, not cringe. New video. Yeah, this is like, my life was worse than yours. No, my life was worse than yours. Well, you know, when I was 5, I tripped and fell on my dog and he died. Well, when I was 5, I tripped and fell on my dad and he died. Like, that's exactly, I don't even know.
Mom reminded Lisa that she had actually taken her husband away first. She also said that it was extremely upsetting that Lisa got to watch her children grow up a little while she lay unconscious in a hospital bed. That's when Lisa jumped up and spilled hot tea all over my mom. I quickly sprang into action, as did my brother.
Wow.
I grabbed a towel to help my mom dry off. Luckily, the tea had some milk and sugar in it, so it wasn't scalding, and my brother pulled Lisa away, shoving her out the door while simultaneously screaming for our dad. He ran down the stairs like lightning. What is it?
Oh my goodness. Sponsored by the like button. Slap it. This is literally keeping up with the Kardashians. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. So now they're all going to tell him how bad Lisa is. I know, right? You were fine. You were super heavy, man. Okay, wait.
What's going on? He asked. We explained what happened, and my dad took off out the door after Lisa. I helped my mom up the stairs, and we got her in the shower to get the tea off of her. Then we heard shouting outside.
You washed her in her shirt in the shower? You gave her a shower with her shirts on? Was he upstairs unaware? Doubt it. Probably not. Like she's sinister evil, like from a superhero creation toward a villain. Yeah, I think that's supposed to signify that she's been asleep for 15 years, but yeah, it does look kind of creepy. So, hey, take a shower with all your clothes on. Perfect.
Mom and Dad were back. All we could hear was Lisa screaming that my dad lied to her, and there was nothing he could do to get her to forgive him. I was hoping she would leave, but she came into the house and shoved herself into the master bedroom right past my mom. I asked Lisa if she could have some respect for my mom who was changing, but she snarled at me and started stuffing a bag full of clothes. I'm out of here. Don't bother calling me, she said to my dad as she quickly left again.
Wait a sec. Like, didn't she already pack all of her crap and go to her sister's house? Like, didn't that just happen? Why is she still packing clothes? Where is she getting more clothes at? My gosh.
Again. Over the next few days, my dad tried calling her, but she wouldn't answer.
Well,
he tried to get a hold of her sister, parents, and everyone else that would know where she was, but no one would give him any clues. During that time, he was also taking care of my mom, driving her to some appointments and making her food when she was hungry. My brother and I were busy with school, so thankfully, he was able to keep her company. A couple weeks after the crazy incident with Lisa, my brother and I...
2 weeks later. I'm leaving. Haha. Come back. I'm leaving again. Haha. I know, right? The dad is a Chad and a Sigma male. Yeah, you better get her out. Story Animated has so many plot holes. I know, and I've been pointing out pretty much every single one of them. She's probably a sugar baby. She could be. That way, gotta focus on a little bit of positive. Also late. You're good.
I came home to see our parents sitting on the couch together, my mom's feet across my dad's thighs. I couldn't believe the sight. When we came in the door, the two looked as if we caught them doing something wrong. They blushed and tried to scramble away from each other.
What?
My brother and I burst out laughing.
Are you what? Nuh-uh. For real? You gotta be kidding me. They acted like the kids caught him doing something wrong? Dude. You guys are married. What? I don't even know. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. They said good game. That's good. I'm glad.
They were married after all. We didn't mind that they wanted to get closer. It had been almost 15 years since they'd been able to do that. That was the moment we thought that we had our mom back. She was still pretty weak and often didn't understand how to use technology. But she was smiling more and cracking jokes. Her and I talked a lot more too. And I told her about almost everything that I've done in my life to catch her up. We cried a lot, and I held her while she apologized for not being around. Then things started to get strange. She'd wake up very early in the morning and turn on all the burners on the stove. The refrigerator door would be wide open, and the house would smell like gas fumes when we woke up in the morning. The last time that the...
What? I know, it's not like they're 10-year-olds who have a crush on each other. So, mom is living in this house, and then all of a sudden she's trying to kill her family? What? I am so confused.
This happened,
How?
She was sitting out on the porch while everything in the kitchen was running, including the sink and the microwave. The back door was left open, and I saw her curled in a ball. I walked out of the door and asked her if she was okay. She didn't answer. I sat down next to my mom and put my arm around her. When she looked at me, all I could see was pure terror in her eyes. "Who are you?" she asked and pulled away from me. I looked at her utterly confused.
What?
"I'm your daughter."
So, not only was she in a coma for 15 years, but now she's got, like, what, short-term memory loss? Is that what's happening? I am so confused right now.
Daughter, Emma. No, my daughter is a baby. I just had her a couple of months ago. Who are you and why are you in my house? Dad? I called, and it took a few minutes, but he showed up on the doorstep. Something's wrong with Mom, is all I could say before she grabbed my hair and pulled my head back. She started screaming, "Where is my daughter?" And my dad grabbed her, pulling her arms behind her back. It was then that she snapped out of whatever trance she was in. She started crying and saying, "I'm sorry, Emma."
Stress-related dementia? That could be it, but that... Still, though, that is odd. Wouldn't they be noticing that? Wouldn't they be noticing that in her psychotherapy and her physical therapy? Wouldn't they be noticing this kind of stuff? Is annoying. Plot device. A point in the story where something new is revealed, even though we got past the moment a few chapters / minutes / points ago. No kidding. Who is Humi? I think it was supposed to say honey, but they read it as Humi.
I ran upstairs and locked my door. To say I was terrified would be an understatement.
Okay, so
something was going on with my mom, and we needed to figure it out. My dad
minute?
called the hospital, and they told him she may have had some memory lapses. But this was way more severe than a slip of the mind. She physically hurt me. And she's a very small woman. There was something else going on here. I spent the next several days trying to keep my distance from her. She apologized to me several times after the incident.
So she continued to hurt her and then apologize? Okay. Because that's how life works. You keep hurting somebody and then you apologize. I mean, I guess if it's like dementia, like what Cricket said, that would make sense because she would be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what got into me. But still, like, you still gotta do what you can to take responsibility for that. It makes no sense at all. I agree.
On the porch, but I was still afraid to get close to her. My father and brother had no problem accepting her back into the family. They would play board games and watch movies together, but every time that I would join in, I could tell that a dark mask fell over my mom's face.
Okay, so Mom is mad at Emma now. I didn't read the title. My mom woke up from a coma after 15 years to get revenge. So she's getting revenge on Emma because it's Emma's fault she's in a coma, is what I'm assuming.
She would constantly stare at me out of the corner of her eye, and I swear I could see a red glint flash over her normally bright eyes whenever she didn't think I was looking. Then, one night, I woke up to her staring at me from across my bedroom. I popped up in my bed and asked her if she was okay. She didn't reply, but I could see her eyes in the darkness.
Wow, that's not creepy.
I screamed for my dad again, and when he came in the room, he flipped on the light. She wasn't in the chair anymore. We searched for her everywhere in the house, but she wasn't anywhere we could see. That's when we heard the blood-curdling scream. Tune in next time to hear what happened with my mom in the woods.
Why? If I'd known there was a second part, I wouldn't have started watching this. Because I can't watch part 2 now. Because I have to get ready for work. But why? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, that's a big one. There was somebody that woke up to an earthquake earlier in one of the Discords I'm in. So, but I'm sorry guys, I can't watch part 2. So if you want to watch part 2 and see what the heck happened, feel free. If you don't want to lose any more brain cells, then don't. I cannot believe there's a part 2. I didn't know some of these have part 2s. Like, what? Oh, my goodness. All right. I do have to get ready for work. I have to brush my teeth and comb my hair. Well, my hair's combed, but I got to put it up in a ponytail. And decide what I'm going to do, if I'm going to go to Taco Bell for supper or not. Next time. No! But I will say Tuesday is going to be my reacting to videos day, so... yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff on YouTube that I can react to. It's so crazy. So yeah, that's a thing. Brain cells rotten. Mine too. Guys, I do appreciate you being here. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you for hanging out and listening to me yell at YouTube like a mad little child. I hope you did enjoy this. Next, we got to do anti-piracy. I will look into that for sure. I will look into those compilations for sure. I do try to listen to what you guys want, so of course. Thank you guys for coming back after the stream died. I do appreciate that as well. Thank you to my new member, Crown. Appreciate your Crown, not Crown, Crow. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that also. But yeah, we're going to be back on Thursday with multiplayer games, which I think it's going to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and Ninjala. Friday, there will be no streams because I'm going to be at my cousin's house sitting, and so I'm probably not going to do any streams on Friday. Saturday, I will be doing streams again. Saturday, I think, is when we're going to play Deltarune, so look forward to that. But yeah, football, sadly, he had surgery for the past 2 weeks and taking his place with football. Oh man. Excuse me. I hope he gets better. But anyway, guys, I have to get ready for work. Thank you for hanging out. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. And as always, much love, everybody. Mwah. Go out there, go spread some love and positivity today because you never know who needs it. And I will see you guys on Thursday at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time with some multiplayer games on Switch. So look forward to that. I hope you all have a good rest of the night or day, wherever you are. And I will see everybody later. Much love, guys. Have a good rest of the day.